Alright, hold on, Ma. I got you covered too. Good boy, Benny. Alright, Ma. I know what you want. I don't know what I did with it. What did I do? Oh my lawn. Watch out, Artie. Go lie down. Get out of the kitchen. There it is. No. Ow. Alright, you ready, Mom? There goes the guy with the stolen plates. I wonder what those people from North Carolina, how they feel about somebody taking their license plates and driving around that didn't earn it. Alright, you ready, Mom? You want some noodles? Tucker, go lay down. Don't beg. Go on. Go on. There you go. I'll just do a little talk while you eat. You like it? Nice and light. You keep losing weight. I can't keep weight on it. Oh, there's a little weight. Just it's falling down. Gravity's got it for you. It's hanging on to it for you. It's alright. You look nice. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hayoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. It's been a freaking pretty craptastic weekend for me. I hate it. It's just been, you know, after yesterday, you know. And then today the dip was Benny's been puking all day. Artie, get down. He stopped. I've had this dog. How long have we had Benny? We got Benny in like 2013. So 10 years. And never have I ever seen him stop eating his meal to go to the back door to let me know that he needed to go out so he could freaking puke. So it's, you know, when dogs get old, there ain't no different than people, man. We're all animals. Our sensitivities can just overtake us sometimes, and I know that with all the CMEs and stuff like that, and all the everything that's going on all the ley lines around the world, we're on a predominant ley line where I live. It soaks up a lot of shit, you know, and the pure hearts freaking don't always have the easiest time purging that freaking shit, you know. So I think he's feeling better now. I don't know. I don't think he has anything. It's that slimy stuff. I don't know what he got into. It's just he has an upset stomach. I can't get all heady about it. So I called today's talk, Laws Are Just Lines. I've been thinking about that. When my brother was in high school, he went the dramatic route. I like to be in play. I like to be in plays and on stage and to perform, and I like to do that stuff myself. And I don't know, I just kind of, I guess that's one thing that I don't have stage fright or anything like that. I've told that my darkest shadowy behaviors in front of groups of hundreds of people just as a display of that I don't have to act that way anymore. I mean, I don't have shame. I don't get embarrassed like ordinary people do. And I remember like he was in this one play, and I freaking rode the bus. It took like freaking 2.5 hours to get, and I got there, and it was like I was a little late, and I couldn't find where it was, and I couldn't get a hold of anybody to let me in, so I missed the whole. I missed it. He didn't want me there anyway. There people came out for intermission, and he was just like, yeah. Anyway, but he always had a flair for the dramatics, you know. And we grew up watching the same program. I mean, we watched the same movies that Mom watched, all the war movies, all the legal law movies, the movies of justice. I can't even tell you how many times I saw To Kill a Mockingbird. I always felt like a little Scout. Scout, the character in To Kill a Mockingbird, the little girl. Yeah. So, and then at some point after his practice marriage dissolved, he decided to go to law school. And I remember riding down with him when my grandma had died, or no, it's before she died, but we were riding down to San Luis so I could see her before, because it was coming up on the end, and I wanted to make my living amends to her. So we were driving down, and he was listening to property law. And if that ain't a kind of, and for like 4.5, is a 4.5, 5 hour trip from Sacramento to Atascadero, and it was just listening to that, you know, and I'd freaking dip in and out because I can sleep anywhere, but my subconscious, you know, got the drone of that. I'm like, it's all lines. It's all people that sit in an office around a table that designate who can do what, and it's supposed to be for everyone, and that's horseshit. Laws are just lines. They're no different. Washington, D.C. is an extension of Hollywood. It's no different. I mean, come on. Ronald Reagan was an actor. There is no crossover. It's of the same thing. It's the same thing. They're paid actors. They're paid to stand up on a stage and grandstand and act like they care about everybody. And it's to perpetuate a storyline, and that storyline is dying, and I'm not even sad about it. You want some more? Gotta eat a little bit more, though. I didn't give you very much. I haven't been eating the last couple of days. I haven't been real hungry, but those noodles kind of look good. I'll have some when I'm done. Hi, Kev, man. That's his YouTube name. So, yeah, laws are just lines. They're just, you know, groups of people just sit around. They just make up these rules. Or, I mean, look at some of this shit that's... and now they're out the window. Like, how interesting is life in the United States going to be with all of these, like, big cities that are taking away cash bails? Oh, it's going to get interesting. It's going to get for everybody. It's like, you know, you got to be careful when you go out. It's getting to that. That people, it's going to be like, ugh. And yet there's still so many people that just are perpetuating the old storyline. I have this belief system that everything happens in life. I look at it and I'm like, okay, that's true. No, that's false. Everything's a true and false as far as I'm concerned. Everything on this planet is either true, mostly true, more than 50.0000.1%, whatever, mostly true, or it's mostly false. And for all those things that are mostly false, that's not my world no more. I don't want to have anything to do with people that are acting like that they're one person and then they're another person. It's hard for me to keep track. Who are you today? Which mood are you into today? You know? And I'm getting too tired for that shit to keep track of people, you know. Do you need pats today? Do you need pats or circles? You need pats or circles? You need both? Pats and circles? I don't got time for that shit. Soothe yourself, man. I look around at a society that definitely does not know how to fucking soothe itself. It doesn't know how to take care of itself. And nobody that takes care of, you know, and I'm not talking about freaking Botox in your face and fucking cosmetic surgery and going to the same fucking concert of your favorite guy 5 times. I'm talking about boots to the ground, living in service. People don't do that. People think the last couple years the death numbers were high. Just wait. Just wait. We are in survival of the fittest. All of the clocks are lining up. The clocks are lining up. The clock keeper wound up all the clocks, and when he left the shop, they were all tick-tocking in different ways. And he's about to walk in the morning when all the clocks are going in congruence. Everybody comes to these points in life. It's what life is about. You can't avoid it. People can put it off, but ultimately it gets to the point, it's like, what is this all about? What's it all for? And that sets one off onto a trajectory of understanding and waking up, so to speak. And that ain't freaking all love and light. It's not. Being aware of the freaking nastiness and the grossness of what is perpetuated on this planet for all time, because it's always happened, and it's always, you know, and those are the people at top. It's every system. It's that heart space that tells you that I get to control you for whatever reason, over the heart space of, hey, there's enough for everybody. Why can't we all just hang and chill and stuff, you know? But it's we are definitely coming into a point where people are either coming into their heart, they're gonna embrace that ego, they're gonna take off with it. I freaking see all these news stories. I dip in to the world every now and again, and that's what I started to talk about. Is everything that has ever come it's to teach us discernment. That whole Santa Claus storyline. I was like, that can't even happen. You know, that's how they weed out the logical. Put them in a room, tell them their special needs. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just speak out, whatever. You know, it's all about to decide what's true or not. Like, the whole freaking industry of marketing is bullshit. You know? I'm not really big onto the medical industry. All of politics is just a reindeer game. That's just all freaking nothing that's in my world. Has nothing to do with me. It's never done me any favor. You know, it's put me in places where I had to be a part of killing people that didn't need to die in Operation Iraqi bullshit. You know, if we're coming into a time of healing, how come I'm shut up and silenced every time I want to talk about stuff that I need to get off my chest? Huh, Taos Pueblo? Because they're stuffers. Because people are so used to just stuffing secrets, and I hate fucking secrets. Secrets are for scoundrels as far as I'm concerned. You got shit that you don't want people to know, you shouldn't have done that shit. And if you got to clean that shit up. If you acted like a scoundrel, as long as you don't act like that no more, I'm sure people understand. Do a little time, clean up the wreckage of your past. But no, people don't want to. They don't want to fess up for all the fucking sins. They don't. Now there's gonna be hell to pay. It's all right. Could have been avoided. It's just people live less from their ego. But no, they gotta just keep living living that best life. You know, and they get ideas about how, oh, I'm gonna go out and do this. I'm gonna go hike, hike, you know, in the freaking desert. And then they end up dead because they saw it on an Instagram post and they wanted to try it too. And they didn't think about, like, what it actually takes to be able to do something like that. People don't think. Oh, Aubrey stars, the new moon in Cancer brings new beginnings and major changes. It was good to hear from Crystal Time. She put out a video last night. I've been thinking about her so much. I know she's been on her own little timeline, on her own broadband, on her own, not little, on her own timeline. She had a traumatic event she talks about in her videos that someone that she's known for like decades committed suicide and she found her. That, I thank God, by the grace, thank you God for not, that hasn't been my experience yet. It's been my close proximity, but not mine direct, so my heart goes out, and there's so many people that are just freaking, they don't want to be here anymore. It ain't fun. You got the people that make up the rules that they don't make it up for, it's not for everybody, and it's hard for a lot of people out here. It's so hard for a lot of people, while so many people are just freaking flying around, doing this, playing with that, gadget this, gadget that, intelligence artificial. I will never use that shit directly. They can use it on their back end, unbeknownst to me. Yeah, I'll use the things, they're all doing it. But I ain't using that stupid chat. I'm not freaking endorsing none of that. I can't stand the people that are freaking in the industry that even freaking work in that. That's why I went into IT help support. So when everybody's freaking shit breaks because freaking stuff, it doesn't work the way they program it to, and it's never been like that, because it's more woo-woo than people realize. They'd rather fucking tell their kids to believe in fucking Santa Claus than that fucking evil spirits can travel through circuits of freaking houses and shit. Whatever. I've seen direct evidence of a lot of freaking supernatural things. The whole world is woo-woo, and a lot of people benefit from it and take advantage of it, while the whole time saying, that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen. Being a part of these freaking reindeer games, and they're just freaking put more money in the bank, and they just go travel here and travel there, all the while cracks of society are getting wider, and that's just not fair. While they're making up these systems are made up of people like my brother. He's a Virgo, he's an imbalanced Virgo. He's the Virgo that fucking changes the rules all the time. And just when, if you start to win with the rules that he makes, he'll change them again to favor himself. He's always stacked the deck, and I mean that in a literal sense. When we were kids, he would literally stack the deck. One time he did it to give himself a royal flush, and he miscounted, and he gave it to me. And then I was like, this ain't right. I knew it right off the bat. This one ain't right. And he had his little smirk. I thought I'd pull one over on ya. People like him been trying to freaking pull one over on me my whole life. And I'm just like, this ain't right. That ain't right. That's not right. That's not fair. It's not fair. So... are more people going to start stepping up and saying that's not fair? That's what the astrology says. But everybody has free will, and if it serves them better to fucking keep their mouth closed, sit down, shut up, keep quiet, take your paycheck, do whatever you do, take it, whatever. What else did I write down? Discernment. That's what I was talking about. Discernment. Is it this, like, it's this whole life that leads people up to, like, believing in what's true or not, and what they're willing to freaking live for in truth or deny. And I was terribly disappointed to freaking get 86 from the freaking Taos Pueblo just for speaking truth. And if they said, if their beef was, this is a sacred ceremony, this isn't the time or place, excuse the fuck out of me, and why don't you fucking outline that in the guidelines on your fucking wall and let me know when the time and place is? Because us autistics, sometimes we get carried away. We don't mean any harm, or I don't mean no harm. I never mean no harm, stuff like that. You know? Your s'more chief. Did I offend your s'more chief? Was I disrespectful? Because I didn't see any respect for himself. So what does anyone care about what Heyoka do if they don't respect themselves? What do they care about Heyoka respecting them? They don't. I don't exist to those people. I see any groups, organization, clubs, religion, none of that shit. What was that line in Northern Exposure? I don't want to be a part of a. It came from somebody else. I think it was Groucho Marx. I wouldn't want to be a part of any club that would have me as a member. They're all stupid. Police, fraternal order of bullshit. Military, a bigger fraternal order of bullshit. It's all brotherly club and fucking the swing and wiener club, and all of it's stupid. You know, I drove past last Monday. I gotta remember to drive past tomorrow, because now that I know that they meet on Mondays, they had all the Bent Street Boys, the Freemasons here in Taos, and I want to drive by and get a mental picture of the cars that they drive. So when I see them out in the world, you know, I see how they conduct business. I can see how the deck is stacked, because the whole world is freaking hired for who they know, not what they know, and I'm fucking sick of it, because you got a lot of unqualified dumbasses in fucking chairs and seats that have no business being there, and they need to get the fuck up, get the fuck out the way, because there's some new leadership coming up, so. Anyway, I think that's about all I got for now. How you doing, Ma? I think I want some Raisin Bran. Maybe some banana. Yeah? You want to have some bites of that with me?